This week's Suit Up. Florida State University settles a whopping $1.7 million Title IX lawsuit against the institution by former accuser of the school's former Heisman-winning quarterback, #1 National Football League draft pick, and now Tampa Bay Buccaneers signal caller Jameis Winston. A Tampa Bay Times reporter joins us to discuss the bizarre terms of the settlement. The hot yoga world turned literally upside down of the $1 million jury verdict against popular yoga guru Bikram Choudhury. Is hot yoga going down, dog? In our Raising the Bar segment, I'll talk to one of the only 4 women who completed the World Marathon Challenge, a grueling race requiring participants to finish a marathon on all 7 continents in only 7 days. We'll discuss what it took to finish the nearly impossible 168-hour journey, including starting out with running through Antarctica of all places. All this and more on Suit Up. Welcome to Suit Up. I'm your host, the best dressed man on TV, Exavier Pope, where sports is a business. Let's talk about it. Thank you for joining me. We have an action-packed show for you today, but first, my opening statements. My opening statement is about the 2 quarterbacks that squared off in the Super Bowl, Peyton Manning and Cam Newton, and how they both handled the mantle of success. Peyton Manning, mere decoy, run audible machine, don't make too many mistakes, game manager in the waning moments of his career, handing the ball off to C.J. Anderson, who rushed for 90 yards and a touchdown, make a couple of throws, and let the vaunted Denver defense, the New Orange Crush, the National Football League's #1 ranked defensive unit, led by Super Bowl MVP Von Miller with 2.5 sacks, a couple of forced fumbles, and DeMarcus Ware with 2 sacks of his own, caused terror to NFL's regular season MVP Cam Newton. So how did Peyton Manning, first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, handle the mantle of success? He handled it by hugging Papa John's CEO, John Schnatter, who was there to kiss him before his wife was, and stepping up to the podium and saying Budweiser at least 8 times. While companies were angling to pay $5 million for 30-second ad slots to expose their brands to over 112 million people watching, like Monkey Dog Baby and Ant-Man and Hulk drinking Coca-Cola together, and 4 suburban guys in a high-speed police chase using the new Toyota Prius as a getaway car, the perfect product placement was right there at the victory podium. Peyton Manning, championship is on your side. So much so that Denver Broncos former linebacker and dirty player Bill Romanowski tweeted shortly after the game referring to Cam Newton's immaturity, but took it a step further and called him boy. Historically, the term boy has been used toward African Americans in a racial context. Not just in a racial context, but in the racist context. Bill Romanowski eventually apologized and took his tweet down. How Cam Newton behaved, from flopping on the field during a game-sealing touchdown for the Denver Broncos, not pouncing in a loose football. You can debate whether that's mature or not, with Cam Newton being just 26 years old and finishing his 5th season in the league. But what you won't call him is a boy. Whether he's a good player, whether he's a good leader, or whether he deserves to be the face of the National Football League as Peyton Manning has dubbed him. But you can't mix that with racist terms that demean all African Americans. Not just Cam Newton. There are advertisers and marketing companies who will look at what Cam did and determine whether they will make decisions to bankroll him. But this isn't a fluke. The last 4 years, we've seen 4 African-American quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, with Seahawks Russell Wilson, San Francisco 49ers Colin Kaepernick coming before Cam Newton. So yes, Peyton Manning was right about Cam Newton being the face of the league and that African-American quarterbacks will be the face of the league. So people like Bill Romanowski, who mix criticism with racism, just have to adjust their opinions. There are plenty to criticize about both quarterbacks. There are many fans who are strongly against corporate brands pushing for corporate logos and team uniforms. Well, Peyton Manning was a walking billboard. There are many fans who criticize players showing too much emotion on the field, dabbing. Well, Cam is a walking display of emotions. Hip-hop artist Mos Def, known as Yasin Bey, once rapped at the song entitled "God." Mr. Fashion, your style never lasts long. The harder you flash, harder you get flashed on. So when you project the machismo, the smiling, the dabbing, the dancing, the celebratory attitude toward playing the game, and play Mr. Fashion, you invite players to celebrate just as hard as you, against you when you lose. Like Denver Broncos running back C.J. Anderson pointing like Cam Newton upon securing a first down. And that just doesn't apply to players. It's also the critics, the anti-dancers, the anti-dabbers, and people like Bill Romanowski. Cam Newton said there's never been a player like him in the National Football League, an African-American player with his skill set, his style, his ability. Making that bold statement put race on the table to criticize him if he didn't win. We don't know if Peyton Manning is going to retire. I have a strong sense that he will. He will go out as one of the greatest quarterbacks who ever put on cleats in the National Football League. And he'll leave many of the marketing opportunities behind. But his body will be intact after having 4 neck surgeries and no longer having to take a pounding each Sunday. We don't know if Cam Newton will ever get back to the Super Bowl ever again. Either way, Cam Newton was an incredible leader. So that's not going to change. So Cam Newton, be prepared to endure the criticism and sit there and take it. Being the quarterback who reached the Super Bowl and an African-American quarterback who expresses his emotions on his sleeve and tell the world he's a great black man. So I'm not saying change completely, but there are some parts of your emotions that do need to be bottled up. And when you bottle it up, be like Peyton Manning and sell it.